You know, this is one of the reasons why I became a conservative, and not just any conservative, but a populist conservative. And we're seeing with the data now that under Donald Trump, blacks and Hispanics are doing way better than they did under President Obama. Black unemployment, Hispanic unemployment are at their lowest since the 1970s. And the thing that is so funny with the Trump presidency as opposed to Reagan and Bush and Nixon and Eisenhower and all those other presidents is that this is helping all Americans, not just white America or middle white America, but blacks and Hispanics too. They are not being left behind under Trump's policies. And these are conservative policies. And it's ironic that the so-called racist white supremacist Donald Trump is doing more for black people and Hispanic people than Obama ever did. The first black president ever did. Obama actually, to be honest with you, and the facts speak for themselves. This is not the Iran nation saying this. This is the facts. This is the data. Black people did worse under Obama than they are doing now with Trump. And in fact, the situation with black people only got worse when Obama became president. So with Bush and then transitioning over to Obama, blacks did worse. They went more down under Obama's policies. And now they're starting to come back up. Let me read this article from Fox News. I know you guys are going to say, oh, it's Fox News. But they're getting their data from the U.S. government. They're getting their data from factual, organizations. They're not just saying this, blowing sunshine out of their ass. They're getting the facts. The facts speak for themselves. I mean, look, so let's go down here. The U.S. Labor Department reported Friday that the unemployment rate for African Americans fell to 6.8% in December, the lowest since record keeping began in 1972. That's an astounding drop from 8.3% black unemployment rate in October 2016, just before Donald Trump was elected. Hispanic unemployment was at a near record low of 4.9% in December, down from 5.7% the month before the election of President Trump. Additionally, there were 4 months in 2017 in which the Hispanic seasonal unemployment fell below 5%, the only time that has occurred in a single year over the past 44 years. Asian Americans, the demographic group that typically has the lowest unemployment rate, enjoyed a 2.5% unemployment rate in December, the lowest figure since 2006. The overall U.S. unemployment rate in December was 4.1%, matching the lowest level in 17 years, down from 4.9% in October 2016. And then it goes on to say that in addition to putting more Americans to work, President Trump's economic and job creation policies are creating once-in-a-lifetime economic opportunities. The Trump-era economic gains are allowing more and more families to move off welfare rolls and enjoy self-sufficiency and the pride that comes with regular work. And here, on this next part that I'm about to talk about, is what I was saying about how minorities, specifically black people, because when people talk about minorities in America, it's a code word for black people, did worse than ever under Obama. Under the Obama administration, welfare programs were expanded dramatically. Many policies that have a proven record of keeping people from getting trapped in a cycle of poverty, such as work requirements and time limits for working able-bodied people collecting government assistance, were temporarily removed or watered down. This disproportionately affected blacks and Hispanics, especially in lower income and urban areas. And another fact that people talk about a lot, even those in the mainstream media, which aren't exactly pro-Trump, they will say to you that under Obama, more black people were on welfare, more black people were in poverty, more black people were on food stamps, more black people were relying on the government. So the thing is that with less black people relying on the government and more black people now relying on themselves and their abilities, more black people in work, and work will mean health insurance generally and all that other stuff. If Trump is doing that, then you see, that's what I'm saying. This so-called racist Trump, the so-called white supremacist Trump is doing more for minorities, for blacks, Hispanics, Asians, and all those people. He's doing more for them than Obama ever did. The only thing Obama ever did for black people was become the first black president, and he didn't even do that. He's half white. He's a zebra, like Meghan Markle. So he didn't even do that properly. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but hey, I don't care. I have nothing against mixed race marriages. I have nothing against, I date a lot of white women. I'm dating a white woman now. I'm dating a white girl now. So I have nothing against, hey, who knows? I might have zebra children one day. But I'm just saying, you know, the racist Trump, the racist anti-black white supremacist Trump, black people are doing better under him. So if that's what racism is, if that's what racism means, that black people are more employed, black people are more self-sufficient, then hey, I'll order me my Ku Klux Klan outfit. I take mine in extra large. If that's what racism is, they said that this racist Trump who hates black people, who hates Hispanics, who wants to build a wall, which I think is a good idea, which should be done by now. I don't know what's taking so long, but, you know, he is doing, black people are doing better under him, and Hispanics and all people, not just black, white people too. White people, but, you know, the reason I talk about black people is because, you know, usually people are only, white people always usually, when the economy is doing well, it usually middle class, not poor white, but, you know, nobody ever talks about black people. And they're always usually black people, no matter if the economy is doing well or doing badly, black people always usually are doing badly, which is sad. No matter, the economy could be booming and black people just still there, but black people seem to be getting higher. He said since record keeping began. So the Donald, you know, all this stuff that's happening with black people and Hispanic people should have been happening under Obama, but Obama did nothing but make life worse for black people. And strangely enough, black people still voted for him because he's black. That's racism. That's why I say black people are the most racist people, because they don't judge on the content of their character. They're judging because the man is black. I mean, maybe we should paint Donald black and maybe black people will vote for him. That's the only reason. But black people, you got to understand that these policies are bringing us more employment. Well, I can't say that because I'm not in America right now, but it's the thing. And you see, this is what Donald should be focusing on. Donald Trump is a great president. I voted for him. I knew he was going to be a great president. These domestic, making America great again, the free trade, all this stuff. That's instead of, forget about Iran. And I got, I made a video about, leave Iran alone. I got some neocons, they pissed off. How could you say that about Iran? Let me tell you something. Look. I'm just speaking facts here. When America gets involved with these Muslim nations, it ends up biting America in the ass. I mean, okay, if we were talking about North Korea, if we were talking about, okay, fine, I'll do, but Middle Eastern nations, I would just leave them alone. Not because I hate Muslims, but because when America deals with Middle Eastern nations, okay, so they're Shia. The Iranians are Shia. Okay, fine. They're more moderate. But what will happen is that if, let's say, for example, we give Iran over to the mob and it's a weak government, the government is weak, it's unstable, and then ISIS comes into Iran, exploits the weakness and takes over Iran, and then we have another problem, America. Look at Libya, Gaddafi, look at Iraq. Those countries are run by ISIS pretty much. And Trump said these things during his election. That's why I say he should leave Iran alone. The Muslim nations, people don't like me saying this, Muslim nations are not ready for freedom. The thing that will make them ready is accepting God. I will say that. They need to accept God. Stop with this Muslim Sharia law, Muhammad, Allah, foolish. You need to, I don't care if it's Shia, I don't care if it's Sunni, I don't care. You need to accept God. That's how you'll be ready, because there's something in Islamic culture that just make them act so crazy. I'm not saying that I hate Muslims, but I'm just saying Muslim nations are not ready for freedom. We've seen examples all over. Iraq. I used to support the Iraq war. Back in 2003, when I was a little younger and naive, I was all for Iraq. I was actually moving from Canada to America during that time. Yeah, go to Iraq. Teach Saddam a lesson. Look at Iraq now. Look at Iraq now. It's a shit show now. The same thing will happen to Iran. It might not be caused by the mob, but it will be caused by outsiders who will Iran is going to be an unstable country if the mob gain power, because they haven't seen power in a while. I think maybe what Iran should do is bring back the Shah. Bring back the Shah of Iran. Bring back the Shah. I think maybe that's what they should do. Maybe then, okay. But we're not talking about that right now. I'm just talking about the fact that black people are doing way better under Trump policies, conservative policies, lower taxes, all this stuff, than Obama ever did. Obama didn't do anything for black people. I don't know anything Obama did for black. I can't name a single thing. The only thing Obama did for black people was become the first black president. And he didn't even do that properly. Not no fault of his own. I mean, his mama's white as snow and his daddy is as black as coal. They came together. In fact, some people might be saying that Frank Marshall Davis is Obama's daddy. I'm not going to get into that. I don't usually get into those type of conspiracy. I don't like doing that. I think it dumbs down. I think those things dumb people down when you talk about that stuff. But regardless, Obama did nothing for black people or Hispanics. He did nothing. Not one thing. More black people were on welfare. More black people were on food stamps. More black people were dependent on the government. I'll tell you something. Black people, when it comes to these liberal policies, black people don't get better, they get worse. But anyway, this is the Iranian nation. And I thank President Trump for what he has done for the minority community in America.